Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and always go beyond. You know me. I'm Renee. I'm your host. This is Raina. Raina is my co-host. And today's video is about a little of this and a little of that. I have a few things to catch up on, and so I think it's time we talked about it. First, let's just start with what I'm reading. That's always easy, right? I'm reading You Like It Darker by Stephen King. Sorry, Raina, don't mean to crowd you out here. I mentioned this book in the intimidating TBR tag, which I did just a couple weeks ago, as a new book that was on my list I didn't own yet. And a viewer was kind enough to gift me a certificate to Barnes & Noble to go and get this book. So I went ahead and picked it up there. And again, thanks to that viewer for your kindness. I've read one story so far. I read Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream, and it was enjoyable. And so today I'm going to start one of the other kind of longish ones that's in the book. And that's actually the first one in the book, called Two Talented Bastards. Not bastards, but bastards. So we'll see what I think about. I haven't done my June TBR yet. I'm still waiting for a book to come in from Thrift Books, and then I'll do it. But there's a little preview. You know that Stephen King's You Like It Darker will be one of the books that's on it. And one more thing about this book now before we move on. This book is 498 pages long. So what does that mean? Well, it qualifies for the Big Book Summer Reading Challenge for 2024. And if you hadn't heard about this before, this is hosted by Sue Jackson, and I'll link her channel and the video below where she talks about the challenge. The rules are pretty simple, really. You just need to read a book or books this summer that are over 400 pages. You do not have to have a BookTube channel to join in the fun. If you are on Goodreads, then you can sign up there as well. If you do have a channel and you talk about the challenge, you can also put a link to that video on her blog, which is called Book by Book. And again, I'll reference that in my description. All of that info is also in her video and in the description box to that video as well. So I encourage you to check it out. Next, if anyone is interested in reading Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, and I neglected to bring that book over here, but I've got it if you'll excuse me for one moment. This is the copy I have, of course. It comes in all colors, shapes, and sizes because it's been in print for quite a while. I'm going to be buddy reading this with Daniela from Uncommon Reader in either July or August. We haven't exactly decided yet. But it doesn't really matter when you read it or if you've already read it. I was actually hoping that we could get a few people to read and discuss it on their channels all around the same time. And even if you don't have a channel, I would love to hear your comments about the book. So it's such an important work. The themes in the book are very global, very universal to everyone. And that's, no matter where in the world you live. I'm going to be discussing it as a banned and challenged book here in the US. It has had some challenges over the year. And I'll let you know more about that as we go along. But yeah, if you've got time to squeeze in Anne Frank, Diary of a Young Girl, and you want to comment or make a video about it during either the month of July or August, again, I'll let you know. We can do that. That'll be good. So this past weekend, actually Saturday, the 1st of June, I attended the Mid-Atlantic Booktube Meetup. This event was hosted by Krista at Books and Jams and Sarah, whose channel name is Sarah's Nightstand. There were several attendees there who have booktube channels, which I will link below. There were some others who are avid readers and viewers. It was held in the Northern Virginia area, which is about a 2 to 2.5 hour ride for me, but I was by far not the furthest out participant. Believe me, some people drove a lot longer. We met at a restaurant, which was a very pleasant, nice place to sit. We got to eat outside on the water, and we each brought a few books to exchange. And so let me show you what I picked up there. First, a man called Uva by Frederick Bachman. And if I'm not mistaken now, this makes the third Frederick Bachman book that I own, and I've never read any of his. I don't mean for him to be my orphan author, but somehow, yep, I seem to have abandoned him. So I'll see if I can get to this one pretty soon. I also picked up Warriors Don't Cry by Melba Patio Beals. This was written by one of the Little Rock Nine, who is a woman who, as a child, was one of 9 black children who was integrated into an all-white high school in the late 1950s. This was one of the few works, actually, of nonfiction that were on the table when we came around to my pick, and I don't know, I just thought that it might be interesting. So I heard good things about that book, but I've never read it, so I'll let you know. And finally, I also picked up The Candid Life of Meena Dave by Namrata Patel. This is a book that I hadn't heard of previously. It's about a photojournalist who's somewhat of a loner and kind of nomadic. She kind of goes where the story is, and she inherits an apartment in Boston, and things kind of start changing for her. So it sounded pretty good, so we'll see what I think. After the book exchange on Saturday, we went to a very large, very well-stocked used bookstore, and I got, wait for it, the last of my Lord of the Rings books. If you've been following, you know that I've found several of these in the Goodwill, and I hadn't found this one. I was still looking for it, so I decided to just put closure on the project and just go ahead and buy this at the used bookstore, since it was of the size I needed to match the other ones. So there you go. I've got all of them for now, and I can start rereading the series again after close to 50 years since the one and only time that I read it previously. So it'll be interesting. So that was a fun trip. It was wonderful to meet some of the other booktubers in person. A big thank you to Krista and Sarah for hosting. A big thank you to everyone who came. It was great. I'm also going to link a video from Anne at In Search of Wonder, because she's got some footage at the end of that video that shows us together at the booktube meeting. So yeah. Then one kind of last thing, although it's not exactly the last thing, I want to also give you just a brief health update. Some things have changed a little bit since the last time I updated you about my breast cancer situation. Just so everyone's aware and gets caught up, I was diagnosed with invasive lobular carcinoma on April the 11th. I had surgery on May 3rd to remove the cancerous area, and of course they biopsied that tumor and also 3 lymph nodes at the same time as well. Now, the good news is that there is no sign of cancer in the lymph nodes. So they're clear, and this keeps me solidly in the stage 1 category. So that's excellent. Yay. However, the biopsy did show that the tumor, which was previously thought, or I was previously told on my first biopsy, that it was a grade 1. And they actually now have said grade 2. So that means it's a little more aggressive than the initial results showed. But I don't think that that's really going to change the treatment plan very much. Now, the unfortunate part is that the cancerous area itself is much larger than what they saw on imaging. I had 2 margins of the tumor that were positive for cancer still. So I need to go back to surgery. And this time I'm going to have a complete mastectomy of both sides. And unfortunately, this is not unusual for this type of cancer. It's sneaky, as I've mentioned before, and it tends to put out branches and go in different directions. It's formed in a line. It's not really like a clumpy tumor shape that you would think of. And it's just very difficult to see. So again, it's not unusual for this type of cancer, because the other thing it's done that kind of causes it to hide is that it's sort of wrapped itself around a fibrous area that I have. And I just don't want to take any more chances with it. And this also causes me to wonder what's going on the other side. Not that it wasn't fully imaged, it was. But so was the other side. So what is it that we don't know? And that's what's scary. I really don't know how much of the tissue is cancer-free. So it seems like not an unreasonable idea to just remove it all. So I really don't need that additional worry and concern for the rest of my life. So I'm at peace with the decision that I've made. So the good news of that is that I may get away with not having to have radiation. That's my understanding. That was a pretty sure thing. But now it looks like I may possibly get to skip that. As far as chemo, now I still need to hear about that. I'm, believe it or not, still waiting for a test result to come back. That test result will be important. It's called an oncotype. And what that does is it shows how my body reacts and interacts with this particular cancer. And based on that, I'll get a recurrence score. And if that is low, then I won't have to have chemo. So it's possible that that may not happen. So that'll be good. Hormone therapy, yeah, that I'm pretty sure I'll need that, for the next several years. So the overall outlook has not changed. It's still very, very good. This is still a very treatable cancer. I'm stage 1. That's the best news. I'm just hanging out in the surgical phase a little longer than what was first planned or first thought. So June 19th is my surgery day. I have 2 reviews of BookTube prize books. One is Wellness by Nathan Hill, and the other is Burnham Wood by Eleanor Catton. And I haven't posted those yet. They're still, but both those books are still in the running. They both moved to the semifinals the other day. So I'm going to schedule those to be posted during the last 2 weeks of June, when I'm pretty sure I won't be on BookTube a whole lot. It's a pretty big surgery, so it'll take me a little while to recover. I have to stay in the hospital one night for sure. So you can still enjoy my lovely videos even as I recuperate. So as always, I thank you all for your support. It means the world to me. It really does. And keep holding the light for me. Thanks for your continued prayers, concern, and good thoughts. I truly do feel the love from all of you. So thank you. Tomorrow's Tag Tuesday. I've got one to post. And I'm looking like I may actually get caught up on these. So take care, everyone. Enjoy your day.